Hey, Judy.
Lisa, one more week under our belt. Do you know what I always think of when I say that?
What?
I wonder how many days it is until Christmas. And I just hate thinking that because
Don't
that's
even
kind of
go there. That is so scary. I
that
mean,
is like my main pressure thing in calendars. Because I guess because I have this dream all the time that I wake up on Christmas morning and all my family's coming over and I haven't bought or prepared any food and I have no gifts and I have no ideas for gifts and none of the stores are open and I know they're coming and I'm trying to decide, should I call and tell them not to come? Should I not open the door when they come? And it's this feeling of like sheer and utter panic. I have
oh,
had that dream
Judy.
probably 5 times in my life and it's scary.
Well,
So
wasn't it
anyway,
last year that Mother was so sick that we had to go to Michelle's house at the last minute? So
yes,
that
yes.
happens. And guess what? The world did not come screaming to an end.
Well, but she didn't not do anything. She had Michelle ordering stuff off of Amazon and she still had gifts for everybody. She still came through with all that stuff because she had help.
But she didn't have the holiday at her house like she normally does.
No, no,
She let
no.
go. She let go of
So
it. And it was like she released it and it was all fine.
I could hide in the basement if I didn't
You
have
want to
any
know what's really
present.
scary? So as we record this, it is the end of September, and I
Uh-huh.
was walking through Walmart, and you know that they have almost got all of their Christmas stuff. I mean, there are
Ah,
shelves and shelves and aisles of Christmas stuff, and it's the end of September.
I mean,
Wow.
how about Halloween and
Yeah,
Thanksgiving
there
and
was Halloween stuff. There was not a lot of Thanksgiving stuff. And it looked like more like thankfulness. It looked more
yeah,
like harvest, with like leaves and stuff. It was very minimal, very minimal. Anyway.
maybe we
Oh,
ought to do a writing about Christmas coming too early.
oh, what did Michelle say? I think she even ordered this sweatshirt. Happy, what was it? Hallow Thanksmas, something like
That's
that.
pretty cute.
It
Yeah,
was
yeah.
very cool.
Like it.
And it was like, oh, isn't that the truth? Because, well, now when I was a teacher, we definitely once Halloween hit, Halloween with all the stuff that was going on between Halloween and Christmas, it's just a blur in education. Absolutely a blur. All the stuff
Ah,
that's happening, parent teacher conferences, all the holidays, yeah, I mean, it's a zoo.
probably report cards and all that kind of stuff. Yeah,
So
crazy,
anyway, but
crazy.
that's not what we're talking about
Okay,
today, Judy.
I know, but
So,
we're
so
sidetrack
today
sisters, so this is allowed.
we are talking about writing to write. In order to
Yes.
write, you got to write. And this is so on topic for people who feel like they struggle with writer's block. Because
Uh-huh.
how do you write if you can't write? And I have some suggestions.
Well, I think that's marvelous.
So,
I think it often comes from people who don't write very often, so writing isn't as natural to them.
mm,
So
think so?
I interrupted. Let's go.
Oh, no
You
worries.
start.
I think a variety of people have, what they would term writer's block. And one of the suggestions that we've given previously that I just want to start out with is from the guru, Julia Cameron, from The
The
Artist's
writer's
Way.
way.
Here is my well-loved old copy. It is the end all be all in terms of creativity and getting your thoughts down on the paper.
It's the go-to.
It
Yep.
is the go-to. And what she advocates is that you write 3 pages, morning pages, every
Hmm.
day. And I thought,
Right.
once you're done getting that gunk out, the pipes then are free to have the creativity come through them. That's the idea. She advocates that doing morning pages, getting that 3 pages of stuff onto the page will free you up to be not only a better writer, a better teacher, a better plumber, a better architect, a better doctor, all the things, because it allows you to then release the creativity that can be blocked inside.
Well, when I think about that logically, and I know you probably am being redundant here, but sometimes your mind, when you sit down, is just full of so much stuff. Call it gunk, call it mud, call it shit, call it whatever. But it has to go somewhere and it interferes with your writing if you don't express it somehow. So that's
I
again the
think so.
morning pages, or they
Yep.
don't have to even, I mean, I think they're good in the morning, but they don't have to be the morning.
No, no. She
So,
calls
but
them
I,
morning pages because she does advocate doing it in the morning. And personally, I like writing in the morning because
uh-huh.
that freshness just helps with the thinking, with the writing. I like my writing when I work on it in the morning better than when I write. It's harder. It just doesn't come as easily when I'm writing later on in the day.
Yeah, I think
That's all.
that's true. And I think you also develop a habit and things you develop habits about, I mean, dumb things like brushing your teeth. If you never brushed your teeth, would it come naturally? I don't know.
Well, and I think too, I think many of us work to establish morning routines, morning habits. It's easy to do like habit stacking when you
Hmm.
already have a routine in the morning that you can build on.
Right. So you can add that one thing and it's not like a whole new big deal. It's just a little tag on, right?
Yes, exactly. So, but so with that being said, the morning pages, we've talked about that. So I don't want to talk too much about that. That is
Okay.
something that's of course out there that is, I think, many writers are familiar with Julia Cameron.
Hmm.
And so I have two other suggestions. If you
Okay.
that's not your gig or you're doing that already and you still deal with writer's block, here's the next one. I suggest that you pick up a writing book. Now, I am a collector of them, and these are books. This one is called A Journey Within. This one is called 300 Writing Prompts. This one is called The Story of My Life. And this one here, Start Where You Are. And
Oh, I like that title.
yeah, the reason I like these so much is because they get you writing, and it's not a blank page. Not a story starter, but it's a prompt. And it's got the I'm turning to the back here so you don't have to see my writing. It has the lines, it has the prompt. You don't have
Hmm.
to think, you don't have to your thoughts can be tired. It's giving
Hmm.
you the thing that you can run with. And I
I
really
think that's a great idea. I'm envious of the fact that you have all these in your hand. I'm looking around going, I need books. I need something to know. But no, I mean, you'll loan me one if I'm really stuck, right?
Of course, of course. And the thing I think that really makes these be so successful for me is that it's kind of like when I was a kid in any sport.
Hmm.
We don't expect an athlete to just jump out there and begin the game. You always have to stretch, get the muscles warmed up, maybe do a lap or two around the tennis court.
Hmm.
There's always warm up that we do to keep our bodies healthy because otherwise you're going, I mean, especially us old, folks.
Parts. Hmm.
Uh, I was thinking there, what am I going to call myself? What am I going to call myself? What am I going to call myself? Um, you're going to hurt yourself.
Hmm.
And
That's
I was like,
exactly right. Well,
does that is that run parallel with what we're talking about here with writing?
I think so because I think the writing you're talking about, those are warm-ups. Those are
Yes.
those are getting your brain thinking and getting your hand-eye coordination going. And
We don't
if
want to
you're,
strain a finger, do we now?
yeah, that's a story for another time. But yeah, we definitely need to. The more senior I get, the more I forget how to type. So the more I type, the better off I am. I've never seen such bad typing.
So, and I thought to myself, one of the reasons why I like this one so much,
Uh-huh.
um, it it has writing prompts. Now, the other one that I showed you, it has lines in it, but this
Okay.
one doesn't have lines. Instead, it has things like this. It has
Oh,
things to
fun.
fill in.
Uh-huh.
It has, oh, here's one. This one, look at, okay, so it has a saying, and then it has an area. These are wolves. It says, or no, tigers. Fears are paper tigers, is a quote by Amelia Earhart. Fill in
Okay.
these tiger outlines with 3 of your biggest fears, then color them in until you can't see the fear anymore. You know,
Ooh, I like
they're
that.
kind of like not, are they
They're
pseudo writing?
creativity exercises, but they're not
Yeah,
necessarily
yeah,
writing like we're
yeah.
used to.
So
Yeah,
here was
yeah.
some this author, Mira Lee Patel. I know she has a series of books like this.
Mm,
I got this one on Amazon, and I haven't started this one yet. But I thought this is what we're talking about.
uh-huh.
Using this to get yourself, your brain, your body, your thoughts, your feelings, everything moving in that direction
Get the
of
juices
writing,
flowing,
getting the
get it
juices flowing.
started,
Mhm.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the hardest word sometimes to write is the first one. So,
And this one kind of is a cheater, sometimes it's not a lot of words. It's yeah, like that one that I showed you with the tigers. So
exactly. I like it.
the
I like it.
third kind of writing
Uh-huh.
was something that I have really enjoyed in the past. So the third kind of writing that I would like to encourage people to not even explore only if you're experiencing writer's block, but all writers is writing thank you
Thank you,
notes or
cards. I love
notes of gratitude,
it.
whether
Hmm.
they be signed or anonymous. I'm going to find and link a writing we did a couple summers ago about writing notes to people.
Okay.
Here's what I thought. I collect different kinds of note cards. Now these
Uh-huh.
are just, I mean, you get a box of 15 or 20. I mean, they're just cute little
Little
cards. This one
cards.
says,
Hmm.
"Oh, hello there." And sometimes they have cute little matching envelopes with them, but they're blank inside.
Hmm.
And I thought, when I write a little note to somebody, it makes me feel good.
Uh-huh.
And I
Probably makes
thought
them feel good too.
one of the reasons why I might have a hard time writing or be
Hmm.
struggling with writer's block is because I'm kind of, I'm feeling sad or depressed or frustrated or something's going on.
Lisa's never grumpy.
I said, exactly. And I thought, when you write a letter of appreciation or gratitude to somebody, doesn't it lift our spirits too? And I
Changes your
thought,
mindset,
it
changes the way
does.
you feel, and
Mhm.
now you're not thinking about woe was me and poor pity party. You're thinking that felt good. I did something nice for somebody. And I think it
Yeah.
kind of opens up a different side of, I mean, I don't know anything about all the names of the brain, but kind of starts filtering out some of those negative feelings.
Yeah. And so I thought, really, this really kills a number of birds with one stone. This
Uh-huh.
gets the juices flowing. You're writing. It's blessing somebody else and it's making you feel good all at the same time. And I thought,
Sounds
isn't
like a score to me.
that is
Wow.
a score. I think that's called a hat trick in hockey.
Hat
three
trick.
goals.
Yep,
Yes.
yep, yep, yep.
So I thought, oh, that is definitely something
The
if you're
hat
dealing with
trick of writing is thank you
writing a
cards.
thank you cards or notes of appreciation. And
Notes of
I and
appreciation.
I
I
think
like
it
that.
is important that they can be signed and sent to people, or they can be anonymous and stuck in a mailbox. I've done both. And as a matter of fact, one of the notes I'm going to do this week. I was going through some of Aubrey's. We were cleaning out our cubbies in the mudroom, and I found a letter that she wrote to her piano teacher, and we
Hmm.
never sent it for whatever reason. It was just
Oh my gosh.
a sweet card that she had written thanking her piano teacher for being such a great teacher, and she was telling her that she was not going to take piano lessons anymore. And her piano teacher was a lovely lady. I mean, just
Hmm.
love this woman to death, Marty.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, I'm going to write a note telling Marty how much we miss seeing her. She's moved to another community now. And
Right.
one of the reasons, the main reason why um, it made it difficult for us to travel that far to see her on a regular basis. But
Mm-hmm.
we really miss her. And not only because she was a wonderful piano teacher, but she was a great friend and she became a friend over many years.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm gonna write a note and put Aubrey's note in it and send it to her.
Oh, I love that. Aubrey
Yeah,
and Marty will love it, I'm sure.
exactly.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. I think sometimes, this is more about thank you notes than it is about writer's block, but sometimes I'll say to somebody, well, why don't you send them a little note about that? And they'll say, oh, they know how I feel, or, they won't, it doesn't mean that much coming from me. I've heard all those kinds of things. And it's like, you know, that's not a decision for you to make. You just do the exercise and express your gratitude and get your writing down. Number one, it's great practice, like we're talking about. Number two, I don't think we have. I was just reading. I had a little stack of thank you notes up in my bedroom from different things when I was working, and the final one was my thank you note from the entire staff when I left. And I
Oh.
sat down and I was reading it, and I thought, this is the most motivating thing. It just made me feel
Mhm.
warm inside, and it made me felt
Mhm.
appreciated and cared about. And I thought, I
Mm.
just don't think we understand how much those things mean. So if it can do, you talked about the trifecta, if it can help us feel better, help the other person feel better,
And
and
guess
then,
go in writing. Hmm.
exactly. So, what's the problem? Let's do it. Let's do it.
So the moral of the story, Judy, the moral of the story is you can do morning pages or some kind of journaling to get yourself
Uh-huh.
going. You can fill in some kind of prompt book
Right?
to get you going, or ding, 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 write somebody a note of appreciation. Get writing by writing. It's all good.
Right by right, right to right, right to right.
Right to write.
RIGHT to WRITE, right? Correct?
Well, no, I think it's going to be right to write. WR.
Okay.
Yeah,
I can accept that.
it could be either. Okay, with that, Judy, um, I look forward to talking to you next time, and we'll keep writing until then.
Right until we drop.
You got it, no doubt.
Love
Cool.
you.
Okay, love you too. Bye bye.
Bye.